favors Andy Pettitte this afternoon.
Jimmy Rollins has been hot, and he sniffs one up and in for ball one. Rollins last night took the first pitch out of the park. 29th career leadoff home run. 69 degrees here at Yankee Stadium, and there's a strike from Andy Pettitte. 182 wins with the Yankees for Andy Pettitte. Fourth on the all-time Yankee list. 219 total wins as a big leaguer. That one's just inside, maybe down a little, 2-1. The next to Rollins is ripped into left, right at Damon. Staggered a bit, made the catch, one out.
That was that cutter. That was a pitch that was not available to Pettitte and the Yankees his last outing. That's what Joe Girardi told us today. You can tell from home whether Pettitte is effective early if that ball is dipping down and in to right-handed batters.
Here's Chase Utley hitting .293. 11 home runs, 31 RBIs. And he takes one outside for ball one. Utley's in the number 2 spot today with Worth hitting third, and then Ryan Howard cleaning up against a left-handed Andy Pettitte. A 1-0 from Pettitte is high, 2-0. Chase Utley is one of the most productive second basemen in the history of the game, driving in runs. And one of 3 players in this Philly lineup with 30 or more RBIs, the only team in the National League that can boast that statistic. That's right down the middle, 2-1. We'll be getting shots from overhead all day, and they'll be fighting the wind up there, but what a beautiful view down below of the new Yankee Stadium. The next, 2-2. Home plate umpire is Lance Barksdale. Mike Estabrook is at first base. Randy Marsh is the crew chief out at second. And Mike Winters, who worked the plate last night, is at third. Two pitch is right back up the middle. Another base hit for Utley. Knocking on the door of a .300 average. Started hitting at .293, 1 on 1 out for Jason Worth.
Normally, if a left-handed pitcher has had the success that Andy Pettitte has had, he's gotten left-handed batters out successfully. Not so with Pettitte. Left-handers for his career batting .271. That is very high for a guy who's won 182 games in a Yankee uniform.
When you start to talk about the other names that are in the top 5 with the Yankees as far as wins by a pitcher, you got Whitey Ford, who leads the way with 236, then Red Ruffing, Lefty Gomez, and then Andy Pettitte. First pitch strike into Jason Worth. Jason Worth hit a ball into the second deck in left field here last night. First player to accomplish that. The 0-1.
He won't be the last.
And then Teixeira went deep into right, hit one into the suite level, which is a level above us.
He won't be the last.
There's another level above that, and then one above that. One on, one out. And Jason Worth, who has settled in as an everyday player for Charlie Manuel, hitting .279, and has always been deadly against left-handed pitching.
In fact, last year he had 16 home runs against left-handed pitching. That led the majors.
Having a nice month. Here's a 1-1. Little off balance, pop up down the right field line, and that ball will head out of play for strike 2. Here's the home run last night. It wasn't cheap. One of 4 that the Phillies hit, one of 7 in the game, and even though we talked about it coming on the air, 82 home runs have been hit in this park in the first 21 games. So they added 7 more to that total last night. They're on a pace for 316 to be hit here during the 2009 season. Left side, Pena out at second, out at first. Well turned by Robinson Cano, with Utley bearing down on him. So a double play ball gets Pettit out of the first. Yankees coming to bat, bottom half. No score in the Bronx. Happ, who is 2-0 out of the bullpen, making his first start of this season. And here's a look at the starting lineup for the Yankees, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Little different look against a lefty. Derek Jeter leading off. Johnny Damon in the number 2 spot. Then Teixeira. Rodriguez is the DH. Cano batting 5th. Melky Cabrera in center. Nick Swisher in right. Then Francisco Cervelli, the rookie catcher, and Ramiro Pena, who started that double play to end the top of the first, batting 9th at third base. And you see that note at the bottom. The Yankees lead the AL in home runs. The Phillies lead the NL in home runs. And Jay Happ is set to go. First start, ERA of 2.5, and unscored upon in his last 6 outings out of the pen. Ball 1 to Derek Jeter. So again, it's Jeter, Damon, and Teixeira here in the first inning. And a strike from the lefty Happ.
That's what the Yankee batters will be seeing primarily today. Fastballs from Jay Happ. Charlie Manuel telling us this morning before the game about 75 to 80 pitches since this is his first start of the year.
Too far inside, 2-1. Talking to Rich Doobie, his pitching coach, before the game, Happ throws a curveball and had always featured a curveball as a starter, which he was in the minor leagues, but since he's been in the big leagues and in the bullpen, he's dumped the curve. Good pitch to tie up Jeter. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Gone to a slider now. A lot of times when you're throwing 1 or 2 innings in the bullpen, you don't need anything other than the fastball. When you're a starter, you need more.
There's strike 3, and a good start for Happ as he gets Jeter looking with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
5 straight fastballs to get Jeter. Let's see Derek Jeter taking a call third strike very often.
So 1 out, and the batter is Johnny Damon, who has been on a tear and who has hit 10 home runs. On a late inning heroics for Johnny Damon. 310 overall, 364 average since the 5th of May. The 0-1. Nothing in 2. What's he done? Well, at times he's put this high-priced Yankee team on his back. He's second on the team in home runs to Teixeira, who waits to hit next. 13 RBIs last 14 games, and I'd say that's a pretty good start. Back-to-back strikeouts as Damon goes down looking.
8 pitches, 8 fastballs, 2 outs here in the 2nd inning.
That one in at the knees, a little higher than strike 3 to Derek Jeter, and now Teixeira. Phillies come in having won 7 of 8 on this road trip, which concludes tomorrow with CC Sabathia and Cole Hamels hooking up. They've won 7 of 8. They're 23-17 and a game and a half up on the Mets in the NL East. Teixeira takes high, and the count 1-1.
Pretty good sign for the world champions to win 15 of their first 20 on the road a year after their world championship. That's the best mark in baseball.
However, they're 4 under 500 at home. Yankees come in 24-18. They had their 9-game winning streak snapped last night. A 7-3 Philadelphia win as Philly got a great effort from Brett Myers. First base hit for New York. It belongs to Teixeira. The line drive up the middle, 1 on, 2 out. A-Rod coming up, and the sprint pitcher profile for Jay Happ.
Well, we talked about Charlie Manuel telling us that about 75 to 80 pitches for Happ this afternoon. Mostly fastballs and Yankee Stadium jitters. He hasn't shown it thus far.
So here is A-Rod. 9 out of 45 swinging the bat, but 6 of the 9 hits have left the park. And the Yankees, since he came back on May 8th, rehabbing from the hip surgery, are 11-3. 1-0. Strike. Not only has he done wonders for the Yankees as a team, but he has individually done wonders for the guy at first base, Mark Teixeira.
Joe Girardi telling us a little earlier that there's been comfort in the middle of the lineup.
Outside with a fastball, 2-1.
Just his presence, very, very important.
You look at the numbers with Alex Rodriguez, the Yankees are 11-3. The runs per game down just a tick, but without, 2 games under 500. It's not just the 3-4 hitters in this lineup either. Good fastball, 2-2. Kind of a sneaky fast fastball from Jay Happ, and these Yankees not able to pull the trigger. 2-2. Rotation for New York is settled in a bit. Prior to the last couple of games, the bullpen has been able to settle into roles more for Girardi as Rodriguez fouls it back. Still 2-2. Teixeira, a 2-out base hit. He's at first. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Alex Rodriguez. High and tight, full count. On deck, Cano. Ryan Howard plays behind Teixeira. Teixeira will take off on a 3-2 to Rodriguez. Rollins to his left. A scoreless first here at Yankee Stadium. Who's coming up for Philadelphia? Their cleanup man. His name, Ryan Howard. What does he do? Pound baseballs. First up when we come back. The bun. And sponsored by Sprint. Get more done with Nextel Direct Connect, only on the Now Network. And by Hyundai Assurance, a little certainty in uncertain times. Everybody's looking for that. A little certainty in uncertain times,
I should say.
Second inning, no score, and Ryan Howard is first up for Philadelphia. He'll be followed by Raul Ibanez and Shane Victorino. And the more, Tim, I see of this Philadelphia club, the more I'm impressed with what they have. I don't even know if it was something that hit home as much even last year when we were there watching them make their way through the postseason, into the World Series, winning it all. I mean, this is a very well constructed team with one problem. In my estimation, they need one more starter to really throw them over the top.
They need at least one more starter, and Ken Rosenthal addressed that in our pregame. Jamie Moyer's had some problems. Cole Hamels has had injury problems.
Good pitch from Pettit on the inside corner, 2-2.
Their starters, however, have the highest earned run average in baseball, and that's where their problems have come, even though they're in first place over the Mets by a game and a half.
Howard out in front of it, still 2-2.
But they can bludgeon any pitcher.
Well, they can, and I said the way they're constructed, they've got a great lineup. They've got a very good bench. They've got a terrific bullpen.
Excellent.
With the closer, with the setup work. They'll get J.C. Romero back in the early part of June. It's all there. But I think they need another starter. As that's inside and a full count to Howard leading off the second. On deck is Ibanez. And a strikeout starts the second as Andy Pettit rings up Ryan Howard. Ken Rosenthal is with us, and Kenny, I know it's early, and I think anybody with the Phillies would tell you it's early. Let's let things settle in. It's also early if you're talking about trades, but are you in with this conversation with us up in the booth?
I am totally in, Joe. There is no question the Phillies want another starter, maybe even two starters, the way this thing might evolve. In a perfect world, they would get a number 2 to fit behind Cole Hamels, someone better than Joe Blanton, the pitcher that they acquired last season. Obviously, we've heard about Jake Peavy this week. He probably would not want to come to Philly, but you'll be hearing about guys like Eric Bedard, Jared Washburn, both pitch for the Mariners, maybe even Roy Oswalt. The Phillies are going to inquire and be in on every one of those pitchers.
Ibanez launches one to center. Back is Cabrera at the wall, and Ibanez has gone deep again. Last night, here today, it's number 17 on the year as his amazing start to 2009 continues.
Think about the 3 pitches from Andy Pettit. The first pitch was a curveball with Ibanez bailing. The second pitch was in on the hands right there. And the third pitch right down the pipe, but not for long. 17 home runs already for Ibanez. He has been unbelievable.
He only had 23 home runs all of last year and didn't hit his 16th until the month of August. He hit 16 last night, 17 here today, and after getting a 3-year deal as a free agent, what a pickup he has been for Philadelphia. Swisher comes in, goes back, 2 out.
He has every reason to smile. Fastball, middle of the plate, center field home run. The 12th home run hit to center this year. Pete McCannon, who is the bench coach for Charlie Manuel and the Phillies, said that he's changed Ibanez's last name to Nice Going. Isn't that a great line?
Raul, nice going.
Raul, nice going. And here it is again. Raul, nice going.
Here is Pedro Feliz. He takes inside, ball 1. Feliz is the number 7 batter in this Philadelphia lineup, and they keep coming at you. 61st home run hit by this club so far in 2009 to lead the NL. Here's a 2-0 from Andy Pettit. It's outside to Feliz. Off-season back surgery for Pedro and has come up with some clutch hits here early in the season. The rookie, John Mayberry Jr., waits on deck, and that ball is outside, and the rookie Mayberry will make his major league debut at the plate right now.
How about that? Son of John Mayberry, a star for Kansas City for so many years, and here he is with his major league debut at the new Yankee Stadium.
So John Jr., who grew up obviously inside the game, gets a chance to make his big league hitting debut at Yankee Stadium. Dad played for the Yankees at the end of his career in the early 80s, and John's dad was at first base when Chris Chambliss hit that home run to end the '76 ALCS against the Kansas City Royals when he went deep off Mark Littell. That ball is just outside. The count 2-0.
Mayberry, a big guy. He's 6'6", 230, just like his dad. His dad, a big fella. Mayberry with power to all fields. His whole ballpark is inviting to a man that size. He had a terrific spring training. 8 home runs to lead the Phillies in spring training.
Originally drafted by the Texas Rangers, traded into the Philadelphia organization, and here he is. And he takes a strike, 2-1. Lefty today for the Yankees in Pettit, lefty tomorrow in Sabathia. So the Phillies, who recently sent down Miguel Cairo, wanted another right-handed batter. They shipped out a left-handed reliever, Sergio Escalona, in order to bring up and activate Mayberry, and here he is as that one's outside. 3-1.
Just like a lot of major league organizations and teams, the AAA affiliate is an extension of the major league roster. Dangerous situation to a man with as much power as Mayberry, because Pettit has to throw a strike.
Runner at first, 2 out, 3-1 pitch is a strike. Back rookie, says the home plate umpire Lance Barksdale, who has shown here early that he will give the low strike. Mayberry's probably thinking, I hope that's not a strike in the big league.
Once is enough.
Keeping Pedro Feliz honest over at first. Pedro will take off with this 3-2 pitch to Mayberry. Hard hit, but right at Jeter. Inning is over. Philadelphia strikes first. No surprise. They get on the board with a home run. It's what they do. It's what happens here in this park. 1-0 Philly after an inning and a half. Budweiser American Ale. Discover the robust flavor of Budweiser American Ale. Up above and all day aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. Get every MLB game in HD this season with DirecTV. Cano, then Cabrera, then Swisher. 5, 6, and 7 hitters if anybody gets on Cervelli. The number 8 hitter, Robinson Cano, takes a fastball high, and it's been pretty much so far, Tim. Fastball after fastball from Jay Happ.
He's thrown one off-speed pitch. That was a changeup to Mark Teixeira in the first inning.
That's well hit into left, and spinning and missing it is Jason Worth. Worth looks over at the center fielder Victorino and makes a move like I couldn't see it. A hazy day and picking it up. Worth had a tough time with it. They call it a double to start the inning.
Well, that ball's got to be caught. I think that's an error on Jason Worth. He was turned around, turned the wrong way, and then that ball right there. That ball's got to be caught. You mentioned the wind blowing in the opening, Joe, and I'm sure that had something to do with it, but major league left fielder, you got to catch that ball.
Here is Cabrera, who pushes a bunt. Happ fields it. Out at first, over to third is Cano. Well, I think we saw it with Damon in the first inning, and I think with Worth there a moment ago, who's just got his arms crossed out in left field, frustrated. I don't think he picked the ball up.
No.
I think he had a tough time seeing it. Whether coming out of the background here down low at Yankee Stadium or with the sky and the haze add to the wind, and he's made every excuse in what is ruled a double. You give Cabrera a sacrifice to put out 1-3, and now with Swisher up, runner at third, ball one low.
Well, in the old Yankee Stadium, left field was very, very difficult any time of year. Everybody talks about October sun, where Billy Lowe's famously lost a ground ball in the sun during the World Series back in the 50s. But it was a difficult left field to play, and evidently the same in the new ballpark.
Two balls, no strikes on Swisher. He's driven in 23 and now hits one to short. He's driven in 24. Good play, Rollins, 2 out in a 1-1 game. Rollins makes a terrific play to get Swisher at first, who gets the RBI to tie the ball game.
You've heard that new expression in baseball, pitch identification. Well, shortstops have hop identifications too, and it doesn't seem like Jimmy Rollins ever gets a bad hop, and there's a reason for that. He can read the ground balls like most hitters can read a fastball or a curveball or a slider.
Now Cervelli, the rookie catcher, tries to drop one down. Happ makes the play. The inning is over. We are through 2 innings here at Yankee Stadium. Each side got a run in the second. We're tied. Back after this from your local Fox station. Taco Bell, pink outside the bun. Here is Chris Coast, the catcher for Philadelphia. The number 9 man in the order takes a strike from Andy Pettitte. Moments ago, it was Johnny Damon who's got the glasses on top of his hat. Fantastic spot for those. A lot of players wear them up there, checking out what it's like to look up into this sky. He had trouble with the ball in the first inning, and then Jason Worth was turned around, could not make a play on a ball hit by Cano to start the second, and he scored on a ground out by Swisher. It's a 1-1 game, and now a 1-2 count on Coast. Coast, then Rollins, then Utley if anybody gets on Worth, and that's high from Andy Pettitte.
Tell you, there are 2 guys right around home plate now, Francisco Cervelli and Chris Coast. Very happy to be in the big leagues. Chris Coast 3 years ago was a 33-year-old rookie.
Delayed strike 3 call by the home plate umpire Lance Barksdale to surprise Coast. 1 out.
A little thing where a catcher can really help the pitcher. Watch how Cervelli holds and frames the target after he catches the ball. That's a very important thing, to be very calm behind home plate. It's that extra second that could get the call, and it appeared that was the case there.
Here's Rollins now with 1 out, nobody on. Hey, you were mentioning about those 2 catchers. Coast had toiled forever in the minor leagues, and then Cervelli is a young guy but was called up from Double-A and had that issue with his wrist and the break that he had in spring training in 08.
Happened on March 8th, 2008. When a member of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Elliott Johnson, collided with him, broke that wrist, and he was out until the middle of June.
Here's a 2-0. Rollins takes ball 3 high. Utley on deck. 3-0 pitch. And down the middle, good zip on it. I would say Andy Pettitte. Same for Jay Happ. They have good stuff here in the early innings. Pettitte did give up the home run to Ibanez last inning, and now the count's full on Rollins. Broken bat, ground ball to Pena at third. 2 out. Well, here you go, March 8th. Cervelli at the plate. Tampa Bay Rays at the Yankees. The relay to the plate, and then the collision. Elliott Johnson running. And that broke the wrist of Cervelli.
And that was just the start of things, even in spring training the next week. Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays, both benches emptied, several players ejected. One, Shelley Duncan.
Yeah, he was the one that at second base kind of got that ball started by doing a barrel roll or going in high, trying to break up a double play. And it started all over again as Utley took a ball, and now the next from Andy Pettitte. Ball 2-0. One guy who was not particularly pleased with that collision at home plate was then first-year manager of the Yankees, Joe Girardi, who thought it was uncalled for in March to do that in a spring training game.
He and Don Zimmer, his old manager, had words about it. Respectfully, but words nonetheless.
Breaking ball is in for a strike to Utley, 2-1. Utley singled up the middle his first time and then was involved in a double play hit into by Worth. On 2-1. Utley fouls it away, 2-2. Andy Pettitte is coming off a 7-6 win over Minnesota. Looking for his 5th victory of the season here today. 2-2 pitch. A weak swing and a ground ball to second for Cano. Inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Pena, Jeter, Damon coming up, tied at 1. More than 4 million kids worldwide. Together they create a positive place for kids. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1 to Ramiro Pena. The next from Happ is in for strike 1. So Pena is seeing Happ for the first time in this game right now. And now after Pena back to the top of the order, you have Jeter, you have Teixeira, Rodriguez, guys who will be seeing Happ for the 2nd time. And some tough, experienced right-handed batters for J. Happ to deal with.
Well, that's a good observation, because a guy with just one pitch who has featured only the fastball the first time through the order has to resort to something else the 2nd time through the order.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Pena. We mentioned that in the conversation with Rich Doobie, the pitching coach. He said, yeah, he may throw a couple of curveballs today, but after getting that eliminated from his repertoire out of the bullpen, he doesn't have the feel he typically would as he rings up his 3rd of the game. Strikes out Ramiro Pena to start the 3rd. And there's Mark Sanchez, who is here watching baseball, signing autographs. Is shown on the Jumbotron at Yankee Stadium in the first pick of the New York Jets. And a guy that all Jets fans are hoping will be their savior at quarterback.
Said he is here this afternoon. Obviously he is. He has been everywhere over the last 2 weeks, coast to coast.
With one out, here's Jeter, and a fastball by his bat. Strike 1. Jeter struck out looking his first time up. Strike two. An important day for the Phillies, no doubt, because of the pitching of Jay Happ, who is taking the place of Chan-Ho Park. He lasted only an inning and a third in his last start against Washington. 0-2 pitch and a ground ball to Rollins. Gets Jeter by a step, 2 out.
Just taking a look at Charlie Manuel down there. He has two perches. One is that perch, the familiar perch in the dugout. The other is behind the batting cage when his team is hitting. He loves to watch batting practice. Going in about 4 hours ago when Charlie was eating egg whites. He's lost 30 pounds, said he's never felt better. He looked terrific. And, worried, he said the only thing he's worried about as far as his team is concerned, the traps of success. Interestingly put.
0-1 to Damon, strike two. A lot of strikes from Happ here in the first 3 innings.
That success, of course, the World Series champions. It's different the next year when a team plays. A lot more temptations. Spend more time away from the ballpark. Have more on your plate.
That's a fair ball played by Coast, and a quiet third inning for New York. Into the fourth we go. Yankee Stadium. Part of the order coming up for Philadelphia: Worth, Howard, Ibanez. Tied at 1. One game, well pitched so far between Happ and Pettit. And ball one to Jason Worth, who bounced into a double play and then got turned around on a ball out in left. Hit by Cano, and then Cano scored on a ground out by Swisher to tie the game in the second. Otherwise, the pitching has been very good. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a little pop up, shallow right. That ball may drop, and what a play by Teixeira. Over the shoulder sliding catch and foul ground, 1 out.
A remarkable play by Mark Teixeira. Sliding. You don't know really where you are as far as the fence is concerned. Soft hands, great play.
I mean, to deal with the wind, to be on the dead run and make that play, well, that puts a smile on the face of Andy Pettitte. And Teixeira's doing it all now. He's showing the Yankees and these fans everything that he can do in the first year of his big deal. Here's Ryan Howard, and there is a fly ball into center, just got under it. Full swing, and Cabrera is there for out number 2. So with 2 out and nobody on, Ibanez, who homered last night, has already homered today, steps in.
Ryan Howard came very close to hitting that ball off the end of the world.
I mean, that was a big-time hack, and he just got under it. Howard, a guy who's had 3 straight seasons of 45 or more home runs and 135 or more RBIs, and now Ibanez gets one inside near his hip. And here's that last swing by Howard, talking to himself before he left the batter's box. 2-0 on Ibanez.
Just a nano inch in hitting a ball very, very far and flying out to center field when you have the power that Ryan Howard has, or for that matter in fouling a ball back and hitting a ball to Yonkers.
Here's a 2-0. Big swing by Ibanez. 2-1.
Good breaking ball from Andy Pettitte.
His bat seems to stay in the hitting zone a long time. And he's been doing a lot of hitting, and he's jammed here by Pettitte. Good pitch by the left-hander, and a 1-2-3 inning, second in a row, and now 7 straight retired by Pettitte in a 1-1 game. J. Happ brings it, and Teixeira, who has made a terrific defensive play and has a hit, one of the 2 Yankee hits, took a strike. And now down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike, and we will really see now with Teixeira and Rodriguez to follow the pitching approach that Coast and Happ go with, second time through this lineup. And to the left side, diving stop by Rollins from his knees, base hit.
Mark Teixeira is not a fast runner. Jimmy Rollins does everything he can from his knees. Short hop picked by Howard, but Teixeira is safe.
What an effort by Jimmy Rollins. Good pick by Ryan Howard on the other end, but an infield hit. Teixeira is 2 for 2. And now Alex Rodriguez. Ball 1 high. Rodriguez is the DH today for Joe Girardi. Grounded out to short his first time up. Pitch count is down for Jay Happ, and now this one is launched down the line. Foul.
That's what you're talking about. Second time through the order. You know, you can get by with that inside fastball first time through, but the second time through, big league hitters, particularly with the prowess of Rodriguez, turns on it. Just foul.
Six home runs and 46 at bats, and now what a pick by Phillies at third to second and on to first to double play. Brilliantly turned by Phillies and Utley, and just like that, from a near 2-run home run to a double play ball, 2 out, nobody on.
Pedro Feliz catches that ball behind him with those soft hands turned easily by Utley. That was a terrific play by Pedro Feliz.
And so the bases are clear with 2 out for Cano, who doubled and scored his first time up. Off the pitching hand of Happ, knocks it down, gets the out. How's his hand? We'll find out in the 5th as we go there in a well-pitched game between Pettit and Happ. The Yankees and Phillies are tied 1-1. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun, and a strike is in to Shane Victorino with Pedro Feliz and John Mayberry to follow. 1-1 game, only 5 hits. Took a little wind to calm things down here at the stadium. That one's foul. Strike 2 on Victorino.
And Joe Girardi telling us before the game, obviously, that if the pitchers make their pitches, then this ballpark will play a lot larger than it has played. You don't make the pitches, it's going to small up for you in a hurry.
Victorino stays up there. We started to go into the numbers, and I know people up here are getting worn out with how many home runs and that kind of dominating articles and broadcasts, but there have been 83 home runs now hit first 22 games at this new stadium. 83. As Victorino's on, takes a high pitch and drives it into center. Leadoff base hit. Phillies is coming up. Mayberry will follow in Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, is sponsored by Valspar Paint. Valspar, the beauty goes on. By Cadwin and by Bank of America. Show the world it's not like, it's love. Get MLB banking only from Bank of America. The stadium to the left, previous Yankee Stadium. There were 160 home runs hit in all of 2008. On a pace for just under 320 in the new stadium here in 09. One on, nobody out. Phillies takes high, ball 1. Pedro walked his first time up. Check on the runner. That's Victorino, who has stolen 5 bases, been caught twice.
That's with Andy Pettitte. The matchups change from the hitter to the runner. He leads all active pitchers in pickoffs with 95 in his career.
That misses. 4-2, 2-0. The next from Pettitte is high, 3-0. Phillies won last night 7-3. Last year they were 4-11 during interleague play, but 4-1 when it counted. The World Series beating the Tampa Bay Rays in 5. 3-0 pitch is not close. We had our chance to visit with Joe Girardi, and even with a hit and a walk in this inning, the first question was about the stuff of Andy Pettitte, and that so far it looked very good.
He does have good stuff, and he's been able to get back in the counts with some curveballs and some changeups, which has really helped him today.
I think we saw it in the first inning with Damon. We definitely saw it with Jason Worth moments ago on a ball he got turned around on left field. Is it tough to see today on the outfield?
Left field is a tough field here with the sun. And the other thing that I wonder about Jason Worth is he's so used to playing right field, and all of a sudden the ball's going a different way, and maybe that's a little bit different for him.
This is a day where, getting back to Pettitte, you need length out of him because of the way your bullpen has been worked over here the last couple of days.
We do, because Jabba Chamberlain 2 days was knocked out in the first inning with a line drive off his knee, and we really used up our bullpen. So we don't really have a long guy today, and we do need some length out of Andy.
How is Jabba feeling, by the way?
He's good. He threw a flat ground kind of little bullpen today. He felt fine. He'll throw his regular bullpen tomorrow, and he should be fine on Tuesday.
Anything you want to ask me?
No, not right now. I mean, how's your vantage point up there?
It's awesome.
All right.
Great.
Well, that's good to know.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Joe Girardi, in his second year as manager of the Yankees, was the manager of the year in 2006 with the Marlins, and then fired. Spent time with Fox last year, 89 and 73, a third-place finish. No postseason. And this year, after a slow start, now that he's got his slugging third baseman back and the rotation a little more settled, just a game and a half out in the AL East. This ball is shot to left. And welcome to the big leagues, John Mayberry. In his major league debut at Yankee Stadium, a 3-run home run to make it 4-1 Philadelphia.
Charlie Manuel. They're giving him the silent treatment. Nobody says anything. Charlie Manuel in on it. Charlie said, I'll just stand here like this is no big deal. Silent no more is the Philly dugout.
So the rest of the National League, and in particular the National League East, probably thinking like they needed another slugger. But they now have John Mayberry Jr., who took that pitch from Pettit and hit a rocket out to left.
Looked like a high changeup that Mayberry hit. We talked about his hitting in spring training, right around the letters. Put his whole 230 pounds behind that one.
Pitch is up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Coast. Still nobody out. John Mayberry Jr.'s first major league hit is a 3-run home run at Yankee Stadium as Coast hits one into left right at Damon. 1 out. So from Mayberry, as we mentioned, he's 25 years old, doesn't turn 26 until December. His dad playing mainly with the Royals at the end of his career with the Yankees. And then the silent treatment in the dugout. Jimmy Rollins just walking right by him. They give high fives to Victorino and then finally break down and congratulate the rookie.
He's had that silent treatment before.
All right, fine.
That's funny.
1 ball, 1 strike on Rollins, who's 0 for 2. Took John's dad 53 at bats to get his first major league home run. It took John Mayberry Jr. 2.
One good thing here at Yankee Stadium as John is making the call. Have you heard about John Jr.? Just pop one, a 3-run shot.
You can't get any cell coverage here. Can you hear me now? One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on, and a pitch in the dirt, 2-2.
Mayberry clan, all smiles. By the way, they threw that ball back. A fan, as they do here at the Yankee Stadium, that tradition started at Wrigley Field in Chicago. So there's a good chance that Mayberry has his first home run ball.
Here is a 2-2 pitch. Rollins stays alive. From up above. It's 4-1 Philadelphia here in the 5th inning, and Rollins hits one foul outside third. Just to go back with Mayberry, he was a first-round selection by Seattle back in '02, didn't sign. Then in '05, he's a first-round pick by Texas. It's traded to Philadelphia for Greg Golson, another first-round pick in November of 2008. And here he is in '09, his first year in the organization, called up, debut on May 23rd, and a home run in his second at bat. Here is a 3-2 pitch from Pettit. Good at bat by Rollins, up there battling. In the bottom of this 5th, it'll be Cabrera, Swisher, and Cervelli for New York. Six home runs for the Phillies in a game and a half here at Yankee Stadium, and Rollins fouls another. Give you a look at the in-game box score for the Phillies, brought to you by Hyundai, introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Not many hits, but a couple of home runs. Raul Ibanez in the second, and moments ago the 3-run shot by Mayberry. To third, Ramiro Pena. 2 out. So much has been talked about and written about with regard to empty seats, especially down low in the high rent district here at Yankee Stadium so far in '09. This place is jam-packed here this afternoon. For those in here rooting for the Yankees, a good game until moments ago. 1-1 became 4-1 Philadelphia on one swing by Mayberry and strike one to Chase Utley.
The food, by the way, in that area, the seats are so expensive that the food is free. And the story was the other day someone throwing ice cream sandwiches from that area to the next deck, and an attendant went over to it and said, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't do that." He said, "I paid a lot of money for these seats and I could do anything I want."
Could take the entire organization's budget down with ice cream sandwiches. Add like 364 more, please. Here's the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes is blocked by Cervelli. Utley is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. And now a strikeout for Pettit, number 3 for John Mayberry Jr., number 1. Second big league at bat. First big league home run. 4-1 Philadelphia. They've got another slugger in a Philly uniform. Halfway through it at Yankee Stadium. Windy day as we are in the South Bronx and at Yankee Stadium and playing in the bottom of the 5th in what is a 4-1 game with Philadelphia on top. Melky Cabrera at the plate and a high delivery from Happ, who's been outstanding. 1 run on 3 hits and now has a 3-run lead. A 1-1 count on Melky Cabrera.
And once again, he has done it almost exclusively with fastballs. A very, very good job by the young Jay Happ.
Down and away. 2-1 on a changeup as Happ trying to change his pitching pattern from a ton of fastballs early. Fouled back. He's been, I'll tell you one thing for Happ, he's not afraid to go inside and he moves the ball around well, and there aren't a lot of Yankee hitters who have been able to center the ball, with the exception of A-Rod, who hit a blast down the left field line but fouled.
After 12 bullpen appearances, first start of the year, and he's been impressive. That was a slider right there. Only his second breaking ball of the ball game.
Happ was a third-round pick in June of '04. He came up in '07, made one start. Here's that last pitch. Last year was 1-0 at the big league level. 4 starts, 8 appearances. Was 8-7 at AAA. Mainly as a starter. Fly ball into right. And there's Mayberry, which brings us to something that we need to get out in the open right now. You know the guy that we've been showing who must be so proud that John Mayberry Jr. went deep in his second big league at bat? That guy. Well, guess what? That's not John Mayberry. Maybe the fact that he's wearing a Panama World Baseball Classic uniform should have been a tip-off. John Mayberry's from Detroit. But that guy is not. No wonder he's getting cell phone calls.
Yeah.
Hey, those idiots on TV, or they think you're that guy's dad. Way to go.
Oh, man.
Here's Swisher. 1 out, nobody on, and strike 2. Here's his I mean, he's just a Philly fan, I guess. Well, we had a 1 in 50,000 chance of getting the right person, and we missed. Next pitch to Swisher is down and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Never know what you're going to get when you go to a ballpark.
No. That's what that guy's thinking.
Yeah.
He's just minding his own business, cheering for the Phillies. Now he's a national superstar. The Hyundai in-game box score for the Yankees. Introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Not many hits, only 3 on the day, and the count evens 2-2 on Nick Swisher. It's a good thing we have an investigative reporter like Ken Rosenthal.
He'll be back. He's just getting food.
To join us on the broadcast and actually find the real John Mayberry. Ground ball to third, and off the bat of Swisher into the glove of Phillies. 2 out. Ken Rosenthal, where's John Mayberry?
John Mayberry currently is getting his wife some food, but he's going to come back, and hopefully he's going to join us. We have found, Joe, the real John Mayberry.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Eat your heart out, Morley Safer.
Will the real John Mayberry please stand up? Ball 1 down and in to Francisco Cervelli. That's foul. I think if Ken is worth his weight on this broadcast, he should not only interview the real John Mayberry, but the imposter who has duped us all at Fox.
Absolutely.
Here's a 1-1. Skips in from Happ, who is 1 out away from going through the required 5 innings to be eligible for the win. On 2-1. Cervelli breaks his bat, pops it up. Howard gives way to Utley. What a job by Jay Happ. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. By Gillette Fusion, Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave. And by The Hangover, a new comedy from the director of Old School, in theaters everywhere June 5th. Here is Pettit firing a strike to Jason Worth. Ryan Howard and Ibanez will follow in the 6th. It's 4-1. Philadelphia. Now the next from Pettit, strike 2. Worth is 0 for 2. Bounced into a double play, fouled out. Took a terrific acrobatic catch from Teixeira to get him back in the 4th. On 0-2. In for strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Andy Pettit. That's how the 6th inning begins. Batter will be Ryan Howard. Tomorrow, NASCAR on Fox will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, as Casey Kane will try to defend his title against a full field of the world's best drivers. Coverage of the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte begins tomorrow at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific in high definition right here on Fox. The 2 Yankee stadiums, old and new, and today the new Metro North station opened at 153rd Street as Howard grounds one on 2 hops to Pena, who is actually to the left of Derek Jeter. There's the Metro North station, which will allow people from the suburbs to not have to go through the city to take the subway out into this area. They can now hop on the train and get dropped off and make the walk over to Yankee Stadium. But how about that defense? That was Ramiro Pena, the third baseman, who was to the left of Jeter and on, I believe, the right side of second base, who made that play.
I think Joe Madden of Tampa Bay was the first manager to try that. Leave your shortstop in his position, the one he normally plays, and move your third baseman over into that position right there. That is Ramiro Pena. Makes a nice play, but Jeter was straight up at short.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ibanez, who's homered and popped up. Ranks number 1 in the big leagues now with his 17 home runs as he gets out of the way of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's driven home 42 runs. He's hitting .354. The 2-2. Inside, full count. You can see the energy of Cervelli behind the plate, something Joe Girardi talked about. He's got a lot of bounce back there. And done a great job as a defensive catcher so far in the big leagues. Here's Cano to his left, stays down on it, inning over. And we go into the bottom of the 6th. The Yankees will have Pena, Jeter, Damon. If anybody gets on, Teixeira. 4-1 Phillies. replay for today's game as he took Andy Pettitte deep. A 3-run shot in the top of the 5th inning. The difference in the ball game made it 4-1. It still is 4-1. It still is Jay Happ on the mound for Philadelphia. Another look from up above of that home run. It was crushed. Second big league at bat for Mayberry and his first home run, and off we go into the bottom of the 6th. First pitch was a ball from Happ to Ramiro Pena, who struck out his first time. Now ball 2-0. Jeter and Damon, the next 2 hitters. If anybody gets on to Shera, who has been on a tear and is 2 for 2 this afternoon. The 2-0 from Happ on the outside corner, 2-1. Because of the efficiency of Jay Happ to this point, innings wise, I would imagine the Phillies are getting more than they expected coming in out of their starting pitcher, making the starting debut here in 09 against this Yankee lineup.
In fact, there's action for the Phillies in their bullpen right now. Chad Durbin is up and throwing, so this will in all probability be the last inning for Jay Happ.
The 2-2. High and tight. A full count. It's a good Philadelphia bullpen. A couple of good long relievers in Durbin and Condrey. Chan-Ho Park down there as well. And then the late innings, they've got Madsen and Lidge as Pena strikes out. Strikeout number 4 for Jay Happ. And we go to Ken Rosenthal, who has the real John Mayberry.
Yes, Joe. John, you had a long, distinguished career, over 250 home runs. But what was your reaction when your son hit his first?
Well, I tell you what, my heart just about jumped out of my chest. You know, when he swung and he hit it good, I just had a feeling it might go out. And he worked so hard to get here in his first game. And thinking back in my career, it took me 2 years to get a hit. So for him to hit a home run his first game was just outstanding.
He was drafted in 2005. Took him a while to get here. How difficult was the journey?
Here's a journey off the home run by Jeter as he goes deep. His second home run in as many games to make it a 4-2 game. 7 home runs for Derek Jeter. And it's a 2-run game here in the 6th. Show a couple of replays, Tim, and then go back to John Mayberry on the end of it.
Yeah, we talked about second time through the lineup. This is third time, and Jeter catches up with a fastball.
Now Damon takes a strike. Ken, you want to continue with John?
Yes, John, we were talking about the long journey for John Jr. How difficult was it for him?
Well, it wasn't that difficult. You know, when he came out of college at Stanford, he was a first baseman, and they wanted to make him into an outfielder because of his athleticism. And so that takes a while, you know, and he worked hard in being a good outfielder. And now that he's about ready, so he kind of showed it today.
John, thank you very much.
Glad to be here.
What a thrill, and saying that his heart almost jumped out of his chest. John Sr. was a great athlete, a left-handed hitter, a first baseman, known for long home runs to right. That just missed from Happ. Frustrated reaction from Happ and Coast, the catcher, and instead of strike 3, it was ball 2. Jeter went deep. First home run for the Yankees today. Now ball 3 high to Damon. Switch hitting Mark Teixeira on deck.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens if Damon gets on. Do you bring the right-hander in to pitch to Teixeira and turn him around to the left side, his better side?
Here's a shot into right, down the line, into the corner. This ball is foul. And Johnny Damon's been doing that all year, dropping the bat head on the baseball, getting lift, and even into the wind. That ball almost had enough to jump out of here.
They're one-handing it, as he often does, with 2 strikes.
takes a little more to get it out of here to right today. 3-2 pitch is a floater into right field and caught by John Mayberry. 2 out. And with the bases empty, Teixeira, who is 2 for 2, will step in.
Joe, I can't help but think on that home run, the Phillies bench and the guys on it giving John Mayberry Jr. the silent treatment, and we almost gave John Mayberry Sr. the silent treatment by not finding him.
Here's a shattered bat and ball into right center field, and Junior catches it. We just call him Junior.
Yeah.
He's made Dad proud here today, no doubt, and Philly fans proud. 4-2 after 6. Back after this from your local Fox station. Giving the Yankees what they need with regard to length, pitching deep into this ball game. 7th inning. Victorino has one of the 4 Philadelphia hits against Pettit. 2 of those 4 hits have been home runs. Ibanez in the second, and the 3-run shot by Mayberry. It's 4-2 after the Jeter home run. What is a good game here in the Bronx? Check swing. He did not go around. Ball 1.
Andy Pettit reserves that breaking ball on the outside with 2 strikes, and Victorino held up.
Now the 1-2. Good pitch, ties him up, down and in. Strikeout number 5 for Andy Pettit. Leadoff man is out here in the 7th inning. So with 1 away, the batter will be Phillies, and up above, aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. Get every MLB game in HD this season with DirecTV. They add a lot on a day like this with a ballpark down below that is as pretty as this one, and with 1 out, nobody on, Phillies takes a strike. Lights are on. Chance of some rain later on this evening. after a rather warm day here yesterday. The temperature is, well, it's cool.
This ballpark embodying everything that New York City represents. Big, bold, lush.
Pitch in the dirt to Phillies, 2-1. Expensive?
Yes.
That's up and away, 3-1. Temperature was 69 degrees at the start of the game. It's dropped a couple. On 3-1, Phillies hits one in the air to left. Back is Damon on the run for the second out. So 2 out, nobody on. Mayberry coming up. Perfect time for our Bank of America fan cam. Want to show the world it's not like, it's love. Get MLB banking only from Bank of America. There is the man we thought was John Mayberry. There is John Mayberry. 2 fans in a packed house at Yankee Stadium. Ball 1 inside. We'll never have video replays of John Mayberry Sr.'s reaction on the home run because we had our cameras on the wrong person as Mayberry's making a bid for another hit, testing the throwing arm of Swisher. He's got a double. So there's John's reaction to his son's first double in the big leagues, and Junior's 2 for 3, and now talking to Derek Jeter out at second base.
Popped the home run and squirts one to right field. Good base running by Mayberry with 2 outs. Try to take a second, and he does. That's something his father very rarely did, take the extra base. He was not fast, but his son is.
Here is Coast, the number 9 hitter, and he takes a ball. Again, a lefty will be on the mound for the Yankees in the finale of this series and the end of a long trip for the Phillies in tomorrow's game. So you would imagine Mayberry would find his name on that lineup card again as Coast goes after a high delivery. It's 1-1. Because this interleague series is being played in the American League Park, the DH is used. So Ibanez, who's typically the left fielder, is the DH today. They have a chance to get another bat in there, and that's why Mayberry was called up, inserted, and it's paid off. 2-1 on Coast. Point is, as good as the debut has been for Mayberry here today, and no matter what happens tomorrow, when the Phillies are back playing in a National League park and not able to use the DH, they have their set outfield of Worth, Ibanez, and Victorino. You would imagine the organization would want Mayberry to play on a regular basis, and he might find his way back to the minor leagues.
I think that's true. Until the Phillies face another American League team in an American League park.
On 3-1, Coast pops it up. Tough play for Cervelli, and the inning is over. A double by Mayberry. He's stranded. Only 2 stranded all day by Philadelphia. 4-2. Time to stretch. Sponsored by Pepsi Throwback. Made with natural sugar for limited time only. By Craftsman. There's a craftsman in all of us. And by Hulu. An evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy. Next week, where will we be? Tim and I will be in Chicago. Alfonso Soriano, Derek Lee, a banged-up Chicago team at home taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are already running away with the NL West. That is next week, a Division Series rematch right here on Fox. 4 Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Also the Braves and the Diamondbacks, the Twins and the Rays. New pitcher in the game for Philadelphia. What a terrific job by Jay Happ. And here is Chad Durbin, who takes over in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-2 game.
Chad, part of that terrific bullpen last year for the Philadelphia Phillies, and they have continued their success this year. Think where the Phillies would be without this stalwart bullpen of theirs, and Durbin, a very, very important pitcher.
That is the Zantac relief pitcher profile. Heartburn, attack it, Zantac. Happ, 6 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits. Four strikeouts and no walks. And a wonderful first start of 2009 for Jay Happ. It won't be his last.
Nope.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Cano and Cabrera will follow. New York down by 2. Had their 9-game winning streak snapped here last night. Durbin, strike 1. Rodriguez 0 for 2. Breaking ball from Durbin. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2.
Joe, that promo you read, the Dodgers at the Cubs, our first time at Wrigley Field will be next Saturday. Chad Durbin, on the other hand, a member of the Detroit Tigers a couple of years ago, and kind of segues into the Tigers and how good the Detroit Tigers are playing recently.
Here's a ground ball, hard hit to third, into the glove of Phillies, out at first. Right now, it's time for a DirecTV game break. Follow your favorite baseball team in the big leagues, no matter where you live, with DirecTV. Top of the 6th, nobody on or out. Nelson Cruz homers, his 11th. The left center off Brian Moeller. Second home run of the day for Nelson Cruz. It's now 6-1. That's Blaylock, who just went deep moments ago. So Cruz and Blaylock have gone deep. Cruz twice, and it's 6-1. Texas leading at Houston. Robinson Cano takes one on the outside corner for strike 1. Yeah, Detroit is 4 games up now in the AL Central on Kansas City, 4.5. With Kansas City's loss earlier today in St. Louis. I mentioned leading into next week, the Dodgers, they're 8.5 up in the NL West.
Juan Pierre replacing Manny Ramirez, doing a fabulous job in left field.
Cano grounds to second for Utley. Fine pitching continues for the Phillies. 2 out, nobody on, and Cabrera will step in. Because of the pitching of Jay Happ, you have Durbin on the mound here. 2 out, nobody on. You're heading into the bottom 3 in this lineup. Swisher, who has struggled, Cervelli, and then Pena. And whether it's Durbin or Madsen for the 8th, then you've got it set up for Brad Lidge to take on the big hitters in this Yankee lineup. In the 9th, as Air, the left-hander, and Ryan Madsen, the right-hander, get loose. Durbin misses high, and the count 1-1 on Melky Cabrera, 0 for 1. 0-2.
Joe Girardi forced to make an announcement in spring training who was going to be the regular center fielder. He said Brett Gardner, and Melky Cabrera didn't whine. He just played his game. And here we are in late May, and Melky Cabrera has had a very, very good, strong 7 weeks. Deserves a lot of credit.
On the inside corner to strike him out looking, and Durbin picks up where Happ left off. We go into the 8th inning. Phillies will bat. It's 4-2 Philadelphia.
And I'm a Southern girl who loves the Yankees. Good luck, Jeter.
And a happy Memorial Weekend to everyone, and our thanks at Fox to the members of the armed services for all that they do. Being celebrated here at Yankee Stadium as part of Fleet Week. The Yankees have given tickets to members of our Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, among other armed forces branches. And they have been here and celebrated from Wednesday through tomorrow. First pitch is a strike from the new left-hander, Phil Koch, who's been very good out of the bullpen this year for New York.
His 20th appearance of the year. In fact, on Monday against Baltimore, he picked up his first save of the year. And it was the first save by a New York Yankee left-hander in almost 6 years. Of course, with the dominance of Mariano Rivera, the Yankees have not needed a left-handed stopper for the last 14 years.
Here's a shot into the left center field. Back is Damon, as is Cabrera. And on the track, Melky Cabrera hauls it in. 1 out. Give you a look at our Hulu game summary. John Mayberry Jr. with his major league debut went deep, a 3-run shot in his second big league at bat. Ibanez, his 17th of the season, got the scoring started back in the second. Jeter has hit home runs in each of the last 2 games, and the Phillies have the best road record in the big leagues at 15-5, and they lead on the road here today. Game summary brought to you by Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy. With one out, nobody on, here is Utley, and there is ball one. Utley is 1 for 3. Singled, was erased in a double play in the first, grounded out, then struck out. 2-0.
Chase Utley, a similar injury, having surgery on his hip, that torn labrum last November. Alex Rodriguez had his surgery in March. Both back in action.
Koch behind on the count, 2-0. Now 3-0 with Worth on deck. Koch is on the mound, and Brett Tomko, recent call up from the minor leagues and a longtime major league veteran, is getting loose in the bullpen as strike one is taken by Utley, one of the more patient hitters in the big leagues. One out, base is empty, and a line drive base hit into right. Second of the day for Utley, and it puts a man on with Worth coming up. Game is flying by, and so we ask our Gillette trivia question. What is Ken Rosenthal doing after the game? Going to dinner with Tim, Wheels, and LC? Celebrating Fleet Week? Or going to see Bruce Springsteen and the powerful E Street Band? Don't answer yet, Ken.
That requires an explanation. That Wheels and LC. Wheels is in the booth next to us. That's Chris Wheeler, one of the announcers for the Phillies, and a good friend, as is Larry Christensen, formerly a right-handed pitcher. And Wheels looking at be a national pop. Wheels, come on, smile, and he is.
First pitch a ball, and now the next is ball 2 to Worth. So Koch fell behind Utley and gave up a base hit. Now it's 2-0 on Jason Worth, who's hitless today. Phil Koch, second pitch of the day for New York. I'll give you the line on Andy Pettitte. Very good one. He made one pitch that really cost him. There's a strike. Pettitte in 7 innings allowed only 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 2, but 2 home runs mixed into those 5 hits. One by Ibanez, a big one, a 3-run shot by John Mayberry in the 5th.
Yeah, you can't say every pitch that's hit out of the ballpark is a mistake, but that certainly was a mistake to Mayberry.
Ground ball to third. Pena starts it. Cano in the middle. 5-4-3. And a scoreless inning put up by Phil Koch. We go into the bottom of the 8th inning at Yankee Stadium. Bottom of the order coming up for the Yankees, who trail by 2. Over, a new comedy from the director of Old School in theaters everywhere June 5th by the Boeing Company and by Carfax. Free at your used car dealer. Just say, show me the Carfax. There's a great morning or afternoon, a Circle Line tour. What a great day to be on the river and up above, and we thank them for joining us here today. Our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. Get every MLB game in HD this season with DirecTV. Durbin one perfect inning, and now Ryan Madsen, one of the best setup relievers in the major leagues, takes over, trying to get the game into the hands of Brad Lidge. First up, Nick Swisher. Ball one.
Hey, look at that home game. That's coming into the game, and he's 0 for 2. Entering the game with a 131 Yankee Stadium average. Normally, I don't pay much attention to those because a lot of times, particularly early in the season, you can't explain them. But I think there's an explanation for Swisher doing so poorly at home and so good on the road. Sometimes the road represents a respite for a player, particularly a first-year player that doesn't know his way around New York City as well as Nick Swisher will after being here a couple of years.
2 balls and a strike after a high delivery, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count's 2-2. Swisher, who last year played for the Chicago White Sox, got off to a great start in April, his first year in a Yankee uniform. After being traded to New York, hit .312 in April, 7 home runs, hitting .123 in May with just 2 home runs coming into today's game. He has an RBI groundout. And he just got a piece. Been a lot of late inning and extra inning heroics by this Yankee club as Brett Gardner has come into the on deck circle. Cervelli, the next scheduled hitter. And a strikeout starts the inning. Got Swisher talking to himself as he is the first out here in the 8th.
Good fastball in a good location, right on the corner, just above the belt. Good fastball from Madsen.
So now Gardner steps in, batting for Cervelli, and Hideki Matsui is coming into the on deck circle. Fastball 95 miles an hour for a strike to Gardner. Kevin Cash is the other catcher for this Yankee team. He'll have to take over as Cervelli's lifted for the pinch hitter, and the count's 1-1. Changeup from Madsen, and the count 1-2.
There's only one pitcher on the Phillies staff that throws a splitter. That's Brett Myers, who started and pitched so well last night. All the other pitchers feature straight changeups. That is Rich Doobie, the pitching coach's philosophy.
With 1 out, nobody on. Gardner just slaps at it. And got a piece to keep it 1-2. There is Rich Doobie, who has been the pitching coach for Charlie Manuel since he took over in his 5th year. Charlie, 65 years old, signed through 2011. Guided the Phillies to the World Championship last year. 1-2 pitch. Into left field. It's a fair ball. An easy double for Gardner as Worth gets to it. And a successful pinch hitting appearance by Brett Gardner here in the 8th.
You can see Chris Coast with a high target, and Gardner hits it on the trademark just inside the left field line. Now Joe Girardi has what he wants, the power guy up representing the potential tying run.
And that power guy is off the bench. Hideki Matsui. Doobie trots out to talk. The Phillies have Scott Air in their bullpen, a late inning lefty. They're still without J.C. Romero, who was suspended for 50 games for violating the league's drug policy. He is not going to return to the Phillies until the first week of June. But he's been a guy that's been outstanding for a couple of seasons late in ball games from the left side. The guy on the mound is Ryan Madsen as we give you our Just for Men hair color hold leaders for the Phillies. This stat has become part of baseball's language more recently than some of the older statistics, but he is number 2 on that list behind Real Cormier. Just as these relievers keep their team in the game, you too can stay in the game. The Just for Men hair color. Runner at second, 1 out. Matsui at the plate, tying run. Ball 1. 5 home runs for Hideki Matsui. Big swing. Strike 1.
I think because of that big swing, you stick more with hard stuff here. I don't believe that straight change from Madsen is the pitch to throw. A guy with a big swing and a lot of power in a small park.
This Yankee team leads the major leagues in come from behind victories with 16. The number 2 team in baseball. Philadelphia tied for second with 15 comeback wins. Eight of those comeback wins, victories in general, have come in their final at bat, which has led to the shaving cream pies in the face and the championship belt that they pass around the clubhouse and the loud music in the clubhouse. Kangaroo Court the other day. It's a much looser group. It's coincided with the winning as Matsui strikes out. 2 out in the inning, and Derek Jeter will be the hitter.
I tell you, to Madsen's credit, he did come in with the changeup. After 4 straight fastballs, he gets Matsui. As far as that Kangaroo Court and shaving cream pies and all that stuff, it's the fun does not come first. The fun comes after the winning. It's winning first and then the fun, not the other way around.
Burnett has been the guy responsible for the pies in the face. He worked here last night. 7-3 Philadelphia win. Today it's 4-2 Philadelphia, bottom of the 8th. Jeter homered his last time up. '97 from Madsen, strike 1. From a 97-mile-an-hour fastball to an 85-mile-an-hour changeup, strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Out in front of that changeup. Foul outside third. The big bats will step to the plate again for both Philadelphia and the Yankees before the end of this one. Another 0-2. It's hot. That's foul.
When a major league pitcher has a very good fastball and a very good changeup, it's a very difficult thing for hitters to combat. And hitters talk about being in the pendulum. Stay back on the fastball and they're out in front of the changeup. It's a very, very tough tandem pitches with which to cope.
Gardner with a pinch hit double. In between two strikeouts. Madsen struck out the side. Another changeup. What a weapon. Ninth inning rolls in at Yankee Stadium. For Philadelphia, Howard, Ibanez, Victorino coming up. Terrific pitching by Philly all day long as they lead at 4-2. Kevin Cash takes over behind the plate as the Yankees lifted Cervelli for a pinch hitter in the last half inning, and Angel Berroa is now at third base, but he's really on the other side of the second base bag with Ryan Howard up. Ball one high from Phil Coke. Berroa will hit in the 8th spot. Cash 9th. And Coke misses with ball 2. The next Howard is hit on a line to right. And Nick Swisher, 1 out. Right now the Yankees are playing with an extra pitcher on their roster. And really their bullpen in general is worth the conversation, with Phil Koch working now an inning and a third without allowing a run. Veras starts to get loose. Bruni came back during the week. He missed 22 games on the disabled list, Brian Bruni, but now his elbow's bothering him again. He may toss tomorrow, but he's on anti-inflammatories and trying to figure out the source of his pain. His MRI came back clean as Ibanez takes ball 2-0. So with a shortened bench and with the 2 pinch hitters, and now the 2 defensive replacements, Joe Girardi's bench is empty. So we play in the 9th, 2-1 on Ibanez. One for 3 on the day is Raul Ibanez, and that's outside. 3-1. Brad Lidge is preparing for the bottom of this 9th inning when Damon, Teixeira, and Rodriguez will bat. Back to Koch. 2 out. Answer our Gillette trivia question. What is Ken Rosenthal doing after the game? Going to dinner with Tim Wheels and LC, celebrating Fleet Week, or going to see Bruce Springsteen and the powerful E Street Band? A, he was not invited to dinner. B, gets seasick. C, is going to see Springsteen. His favorite song is Dancing in the Dark. Ken, what do you have to say for yourself? D, his mic doesn't work. So the mic's not on. We can't hear Ken's explanation. Phil Koch is taken out with 2 out and nobody on here in the 9th inning, and Veras will take over here in the 9th.
Ken better hope that doesn't happen to Springsteen tonight.
Shane Victorino is the first to face Veras with 2 out, nobody on. Jose Veras, 3rd pitch of the day for New York. 19th game of the season. Victorino 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. And he hits a line drive to Cano. The inning is over. We go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Damon, Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez coming up against Brad Lidge. Philadelphia leads it 4-2. Game, and now the bottom of the ninth inning for the Yankees with their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up against a guy who last year was perfect. Regular season, postseason. 41 for 41 during the regular season. 7 for 7 in the playoffs. For the last pitch of the World Series. This year, however, not so automatic. 0-1. An ERA of 7.85. Blew his first save as a Philly in 51 chances, including last year's postseason on April 18th against San Diego.
An older pitching coach in the major leagues, Joe Becker, used to be with the Dodgers and Cardinals, used to say in situations like this, get the leading lady, and that means get the first hitter. And it is imperative that Lidge get Johnny Damon because the Thunder's coming up after him.
First pitch is up for ball 1. Rich Doobie, the pitching coach of the Phillies, will tell you Brad Lidge's stuff is fine. In fact, it's as good or better than last year, but the results have been certainly different so far in 09. High for ball 2, 2-0.
Well, Brad's had a knee problem. He had his knee partially blow out on him about 2 weeks ago, and has had to wear a different type of orthopedic shoe insert to his right shoe. Take the pressure off the knee.
He's fallen behind Johnny Damon 3-0. On the inside corner with a fastball, 3-1.
May see Damon take again.
He does, and it's strike 2. Another delayed strike call from the home plate umpire.
Lance Barksdale calling that low pitch, and he has all afternoon.
It was 3-0, now 3-2. And a leadoff walk.
Here's an idea of what type shoe Brad Lidge wears. That insole to the right, obviously. And you can see on the right that insole taking some of the pressure off that right knee.
Red hot Mark Teixeira. Fooled on the pitch. Strike 1.
A tightly wrapped slider. That is his trademark pitch. He threw all fastballs to Damon. And the first pitch to Teixeira. Mark way out in front.
9 of Teixeira's 12 home runs this season have come here in his new home. Damon takes off. Teixeira swings through strike 2. Teams run against Brad Lidge, and in this case, certainly worth taking second base. You've got a man on. It's a 2-run game. Try and eliminate the potential double play ball. If Teixeira doesn't do it, Alex Rodriguez will have a chance representing the tying run. He's on deck.
It's worth taking second base in that situation, and worth not guarding against him taking second base in that situation.
No stolen base is awarded as Teixeira strikes out on 3 pitches. 1 away.
Three straight wicked sliders. Almost all in the same spot to get Teixeira.
So Teixeira, 2 hits on the day, strikes out here in the 9th inning. And that brings in Alex Rodriguez. Ball 1 low. Rodriguez is 9 for 48 swinging the bat. 6 of the 9 have left the park. at second, one out. Another slider from Lidge, strike one. Another strike two.
One of those pitches you can look for and still not be able to center it.
Rodriguez now, Cano on deck, bottom of the ninth inning, 4-2 Philadelphia. Over bit low, 2-2. Dirt, full count.
That's the thing about Lidge's slider. He rarely misses up in the strike zone with that pitch. When he misses, it's always down.
.559 career Major League home runs for Alex Rodriguez. Two from Lidge. In the air to right. Back at the wall. Rodriguez has tied it.
What a tenacious at bat by Rodriguez. The slider misses, followed by a slider that hits. Slider 1 and 2. Slider misses low. Slider misses low. Fastball ties it.
Now Cano takes a strike. Ball, one strike on Cano. Even on a day where the ball is not carrying to right the way it has this season because of the wind, that had enough on it off the bat of Rodriguez to jump the wall and right.
And Joe, remember the leading lady, Johnny Damon.
Lead-off walk and then a one-out, two-run home run. 2 rows back into the bleachers, and now a foul, hard hit off the bat of Cano. The middle, a base hit. And the potential winning run is on for New York. If this game goes into the 10th, Mariano Rivera will be on the mound for the Yankees. Rich Doobie, the pitching coach for Philadelphia, trots out to talk. May 15th, Melky Cabrera got the game-winning hit and then got a pie in the face. Alex Rodriguez went deep on May 16th in the bottom of the 11th. He got a pie in the face. Then Johnny Damon on May 17th, game-winning home run, bottom of the 10th. He got a pie in the face. And now Rodriguez ties the game in the bottom of the 9th with a shot off Brad Lidge. Winning run is on at first with one out from Melky Cabrera.
Puts all sorts of pressure on the catcher, Chris Coast. Because remember, we talked about the slider. If he's wild with it, it's down in the strike zone, which makes it very difficult to throw should Cano run.
There he goes. Has one stolen base this year, now two.
Cano with a good jump. Coast actually had a good pitch to throw, but late.
Cabrera looking for another game-winning hit. On the outside corner, 2-1. Into right center field. Here comes Cano. The Yankees have come back to win another. A.J. Burnett will go lather up a pie tin as the Yankees celebrate in the middle of the diamond as they have their major league leading 17th come from behind victory and their 9th win in their final at bat here in the 3rd week of May 2009.
Looked like a slider on the outside part of the plate. And Melky Cabrera finds another hole. Man.
The game winner off Nathan and the Twins to left center field earlier in the week, and this one here in the 9th inning to right center to beat Philadelphia. That makes a winner of Veras, a loser of Brad Lidge, who has his 3rd blown save of the year. And we will go down to the field and check in with Ken Rosenthal.
Alex, Brad Lidge's slider was really tough in that at bat. You fell behind 1-2. Tell me about it.
Well, that's a tough matchup. He's got great stuff. I was looking for a pitch up. A pitch I can handle and really just keep the line moving. I got a good pitch and hit it good.
You told me yesterday that the doctors said after hip surgery they would have preferred you take another month.
Yeah.
But you came back. How are you physically?
Well, these are my brothers, and I felt like I needed to be out here for them. And just feels good to be playing baseball again. It's been a long time, and we're playing good baseball right now.
That feeling when you hit the home run, going around the bases, what was it like?
Well, I mean, special. I mean, we're playing good baseball. We're playing we're playing together, and it felt really good.
Alex, thank you very much. Joe, back to you.
All right, thanks. And thanks to Alex Rodriguez. While they were talking, Melky Cabrera did get shaving cream in the face, courtesy of A.J. Burnett.